Hello everybody, welcome. Round 15 is done. The bye rounds are done, thankfully, so that's very good about that. Once again, I'm here joined by the lovely Melly. She's here to join us today to go over all the games for the round. Stay. We might have a bit of a alright, Melly's gone already, so she lasted 10 seconds. There we go. Better than Dash's love life. That's pretty bad actually. Anyway, bad joke that was, not pretty bad. What I said was a bad joke. But anyway, the bye rounds are done. Back to normal next week. There is only 4 rounds to go. That's 4. It should be like that. 4 rounds to go. So yeah, unfortunately, one team is now locked out, so they'll be hoping to make an impact in who makes the finals going forward. But anyway, we'll go through that in a minute. Let's go start with the first game for the round. It's actually Seek and Destroy versus Gods of Olympus. Seek and Destroy 264 were defeated by Gods of Olympus 299 in that one. So it's a good game. It was over last night actually. So yeah, we'll go over real quickly what happened there. Charlie Dixon is a full forward, 7 points. Against Jack Darling, who only got 13 points. Mark LaCroix, 24 points as a half forward. Only kicked the 1 goal against Essendon, which probably would have been rather disappointing for Vossi, and honestly. I mean, he goes for Essendon, but would have been disappointed that LaCroix didn't cash in. And then Rewald kicked 4 goals on Friday night against Port, and he got 43 points as a half forward. As for the utilities, Jack Stevens was rather a bit of a letdown for Seek and Destroy, and that's really where the game was lost. He didn't have a very good game, probably his worst game he's had for quite a while. He only got 46 points as a utility, and Shuey got 75 points as utility. He was actually the loophole player for Michael this week, including 11 clearances, so that was pretty good there. Jack McRae also had a bad game. I noticed he had the tag on he had the tag on Saturday afternoon it was. So he only got 32 points. It's still a side bottom. Actually, a bit of a letdown. In fact, Michael's midfield was a bit low this week. They weren't at their usual best. Still side bottom of 31. Sam Doherty got 35. Still, it was enough to get him the win. And James Kelly was the loophole for Vossi this week, and he got 50 points. Leuenberg in the ruck, 33. Will he be available this week? Don't know. He did have a bad knee, so it'll be interesting to see if he plays. Jamar, I think, will get rubbed out more than likely, or injured. So McKernan, who Vossi dropped, might be the ruckman. Callum Sinclair got 20 points as a ruckman for Michael. He'll be glad to welcome back Goldstein this week. And Dion Prestia, 43 as a halfback versus Pritis, 67 as a halfback. So Prestia was a little bit of a letdown. In terms of tacklers, Ollie Wines, great game as a tackler. Got 9 tackles. Did not get a tackle in the last quarter though, so that could have been a much better score. Had 9 tackles for 3/4 time. He got 29 points. And Isaac Heaney got 15 points as a tackler. So it's a good win for Michael. Puts him within 6 points of the top 5. So Mick still thinks he's going to make the finals. But with that one there, he jumps on top of Vossi in the ladder. Vossi 264, defeated by Gods of Olympus 299. So well done, Mick. Keeping the dream alive. Coley, how do you do what you do? We don't know. You're third on the ladder. You're averaging 290. That's 20 points worse than anyone else in the top 5, top 6 actually. And you're third on the ladder. I don't get it. I don't get it. 3rd or 4th, whatever it is. But I just don't get it, Coley. It's unbelievable. Everyone that plays against you just has their worst weeks. Hopefully this doesn't hold up in the finals. Anyway, Sugar Daddies 281 were defeated by I'm Rolling 290. That's
Wait,
right.
Finals, Coley.
You don't want to cut that, do you?
That's an error, right?
Yeah. Unfortunately, Coley's in the finals at the moment, Michael. Alright. So yeah, Sugar Daddies 281 defeated by I'm Rolling. There we go. 290. I don't know. Sugar Daddies had to pull out all the stops and put Will Minson in at full forward. Whether he gets a game again, who knows? Maybe it was just to do with the SCG or not. But he did end up finishing in the ruck and did all right in the ruck as well. But as a full forward, he kicked 1 goal. So 6 points against Elio, who also kicked 1 goal. And Collie would rather be disappointed with that against Essendon. He was the loophole player this week and didn't have a very good game. So probably a full forward was really his only option considering he only had 8 players. Redpath, I say a lot, so I apologise about that. I'll try to stop it. Have a drink every time I say Anyway, Redpath, 15 points as a half forward against Chad Wingard, who got 30 points as a half forward. Wingard kicked the 2 goals. Redpath only got the 1. Actually, Redpath didn't have a very good game, to be honest, but they got the win, so they're pretty happy with that. Gary Ablett at utility, 55. Just outdone by Nick Rewell, who got 56. Rewell's score could have been anything, in fact, and Coley would have been great, saying great move. Kicked 5 behind, 0 goals, 5 Rewell kicked. So he got 14 kicks, 7 handballs and 10 marks, and 6 hitouts even. 0 goals, 5 for 56 points. Where Gaza, besides a goal, only got a couple of tackles and, 25 possessions, which is standard. But, yeah, so he had one of his worst games. In the midfield, DeLeo did quite well. I think a lot of his kicks come in the last quarter, so he got his score up to 47 points in the midfield. And Robbie Gray got 40 points for Sugar Daddies compared to Lockie Hunter, who got 54. And Lockie Hunter does this every week. And Kate Simpson bounced back from his disappointing effort last week to get 49 points. In the rucks, Tom Hickey, only the 23. Against Tom Nichols, and against his old club, probably would have been hoping he had a better performance in the ruck, but didn't do quite well. And Big Maxi Gorham didn't quite get the 52 you needed, Sugar, but he got 42. So, still a great effort. It was the best ruck for the week, but 42 points. And if we go to the halfbacks, with that one there, for Seek and Destroy, his halfback, Adam Shaw, for Sugar Daddies, I made a mistake, I'm sorry. Sugar Daddies, the S's mixed me up. Adam Shaw, 51 points as a halfback, 23 possessions. I think that might be his lowest possession tally for the year, to be honest. He only got 23 possessions, only got the 5 tackles. Normally has a better game than that, but he got 51 as a halfback. And Levi Greenwell got 9 tackles and 23 possessions as well, and he got 63 points as a halfback. I think Trelaw spent a lot of time on the bench. That might have made a bit of a difference there. And if we go to the tacklers real quickly, Barker Spontapelli, 8 tackles. Also got about 25 or something possessions, I think. So it felt like he's getting wasted as a tackler. He had 8 tackles, 25 points. And Jack Nunes, no other options there for Coley really to play him as a tackler. He's really more of an outside possession getter. And he got 8 points as a tackler. So that's unfortunate for Coley, but that's the way it is. 9 points to tackler. Still, he got the win. So what else can you ask for? So once again, it was 280 to Sugar Daddies, defeated by rolling 281 Sugar Daddies, defeated by rolling 290. All right. So let's go to the next game. This is a nice game. Back on the winning list. I'm loving it. Arse Kickers United, 320. Defeated No Dumplings, 298. So that's 320 to 298. Still a good score by Dash. But if we go through it, I said, again, there we go. If we go through it, Sam Lloyd from the Tigers was the full forward for myself. He got 13 points. Now, Jay Schultz is a full forward. First game back, I personally probably would not have played him, but it is Dash's team. And I know he only had 9 players available, so I don't know why he didn't play Stringer. I know he was playing against Sydney, but unless Stringer's been playing every week, where Jay Schultz is his first game back, Jay Schultz didn't even have a shot at goal, where Stringer kicked 3 goals. So, I would have at least penciled Stringer down to 1 or 2. Still, would not have been enough if he played Stringer. He would still have lost by 4, but there we go. Lance Franklin, big old buddy. Hopefully there's a big week this week against Geelong down in the category. But this week, he got 54 points. Kicked the 5 goals 4, so it could have been much better. But 54 points was fantastic. And Eddie Betts kicked his 3 goals today for 33 points. In the midfields, or in the utility, should I say, 2 great utility matchups here was Rory Sloane versus Scott Pendlebury. Sloane got 82 points, including 13 tackles, and Pendlebury got 84 points. He's lost 34 possessions, 17 kicks, 17 handballs, and 8 clearances, where most of his things come from. In the midfield, Bryce Gibbs, thankfully he had a good 4th quarter, because other than that, he was doing pretty crap. He got 37 points, and Seb Ross got 30. And for Dash, McVeigh 36 and Kieran Jack 40, both above their averages. Stepped up when they needed him to, when Dash needed him to. So well done to those boys there. The ruck, I was stuck without a ruckman really. I thought Suckling would have got more than one mark, but he only got the one mark. In hindsight, probably should have put Gibbs there and played someone and played Riscatelli in the midfield. But you know, we can all do our teams on a Sunday night and look pretty good, can't we? So you got 1 point. And Brody Gundy, after his 38 or whatever he got last week, only 12 hitouts this week and got 16 points. So he was rather disappointing considering he was one out in the ruck most of the night. Got 5 tackles and 2 goals there. So where could he have played? Who knows? But 16 points to the ruckman isn't very good. In terms of the halfbacks, 2 Sydney boys against each other, and Dan Hanbury and Josh Kennedy. Hanbury got 76, included 7 tackles and 17 kicks. And Kennedy, mostly handballs, had 34 possessions, but 23 of those were handballs and got 5 tackles. So I mean, in hindsight, I probably should have put Hanbury as the utility and Sloan as the halfback, but 76 and 82, I'm still happy either way. Actually, a question I put on the footywired message just before. I'm going to retain Buddy. If you had to choose from my team, who would you choose, Sloan or Hanbury? So far, most people have said Hanbury, but it's a tough one to choose from, I reckon. And for my tackler, Scott Thompson got 27 points, and Justin Westhoff, who doubled his average, got 22 points. So my loophole play this week was Zaharakis, stayed on the bench. He wasn't going to get a game. And as we said, Jake Stringer probably should have been playing for Dash. So that's that one there. Once again, I won that one 320 to 298. So Askies United on a roll. Next. Yeah, the 2 holidayers. Well, we think Kenner's on a holiday because we never hear from him. And Jabronis are in Hawaii at the moment. So, yeah, those are things there. We can only play the songs. I wish I could show you videos of that, but, you know, we did get a message from NBC during the week and they told us to, on email saying that our last footy-wide thing wasn't allowed to get played because of pirate or copyright laws. So we're just playing music with that one. So anyway, Rangers Anonymous 336 defeated Jacobs Jabronis 317. Jabronis were on park to actually smash him, and then a couple of good performances today for Kenner got him over the line. Jabronis probably doesn't care. He's lapping it up in the sun in Hawaii at the moment and enjoying himself. So no doubt he doesn't care. Because if I was in Hawaii, I wouldn't be looking at this either. But if we look at it now real quickly, Jesse Hogan kicked the 3 goals, 1 today. I noticed he missed a couple of easy ones as well. So he got 19 points. And Josh Bruce just got the 1 goal, just a little dribble kick on the side in the 4th quarter to get him on the board. Taylor Walker had a great game, actually. He got 40. I mean, not great game in terms of points for footy-wide, but actually he did have a good game today. He got 40 points, including 3 goals. And Tommy Lynch just kicked the 1 goal, but got 14 marks and 15 kicks. So that's phenomenal. And he got 35 points. So Walker outdone him there. Excuse me. Goddard as the loophole player come in for Kenner. Kenner only had the 8 players anyway. So Goddard got 72 points. And Luke Parker, 112. It was actually a good game. He kicked 34 possessions, 10 tackles, 3 goals. Great game from Luke Parker, got 112 points. I made him captain of my super coach, and he got like 322 for me, so I'm happy with that. Matthew Bourne in the midfield does what he does every week. 52 points, 20 kicks included in that. And Jack Crisp, no other option really. He got put in as a midfielder and got 21 points for Kenner. Lee Montagna does what he does every week, 37 points as a midfielder. And Bernie Vince, after his last few weeks where he's been getting 60 and 60, it's two bad weeks in a row really. He only got 28 points as a midfielder this week. Jacobs had a tough task today against Gorn, got 31 points in the ruck. And big Ivan Maric against Port Adelaide, who don't have a ruck, got 39, but he only got 1 kick and 1 handball, and that was like in the last 5 minutes of the game. So no doubt if Hampson's fit this week, I don't think Maric is going to be in the side, personally. As a halfback, Nathan Jones, excuse me, great game. Got 33 possessions, including 9 tackles for Nathan Jones, 79 points as a halfback. And Dusty Martin, I don't think he should be a halfback, personally. He's either a utility or a midfielder. This week, 64 points to halfback, 20 kicks, 12 handballs, and only got the 2 tackles. But you need to look at other options to see what else you got there, I suppose. But Dusty Martin's been fantastic all season. Jeffrey Garlett, as a tackler, got 5 tackles. Also kicked 4 goals too. So he had a very, very good game in a welcome return. And Tom Mitchell struggled again. It seems like every time Tom Mitchell struggles, Sydney lose. So hopefully he struggles in 2 weeks' time when Hawthorn play him on a Thursday night. So Mitchell only got the 2 tackles this week and only the 23 possessions. Houghton put Lysett as his loophole player. Lysett did get the 28 hitouts and the 3 marks. So would have had the same as Jacobs in the ruck. Did get 18 possessions, but didn't do much else there. So yeah, that's why he stayed on the bench. So that's that game there. Once again, in terms of the scores, it was Wranglers Anonymous 336. Great score, high score of the round. Defeated Jacobs Jabroni 317. So well done, Kenner. You stay on top. You're joined by Renegades, who defeated Fenwick. Yes! Millie wants to make an appearance. She's trying to tell us to take her out to go do something, but she'll be right. Anyway, if we have a look at it, Renegades 318 defeated Maltese Falcons 283. Effectively, mathematically, ends Fenwick's chances of making the finals. So he is out. He is done for the season. As I said, whether he wants to try to affect a few other teams, try to make a run for the finals. Don't affect me next week though, Fenwick, please. But let's look at it there. Membry, as a full forward, got 13 points, kicked 2 goals, 1. Josh Jenkins also kicked 2 goals, 1 and got 13 points. Possibly should have played Jack Watts this week. He kicked 3 goals. Josh Kennedy is a half forward. Against Essendon, we thought he would have kicked 10. Against last week against Brisbane, you thought he would have kicked 10. Or whatever they played Brisbane. He actually hasn't been in good form lately. And he only got 27 points as a half forward. Where Joe Danaher was the loophole for Fenwick. Had a good game on Thursday night. Kicked 3 goals. Come in as a half forward. He got 36 points. Aaron Hall's utility stepped up. He has been crap since he got back from injury. He has been really bad. And then this week, had a great game. Got 77 points of utility. Kicked a couple of goals. So Fenwick will, not Fenwick, Stiff will be happy with that. Whereas Cochin for Fenwick had a bad game. I think Cochin he should just fake an injury every time Richmond go to play down at Adelaide Oval, because he has shockers at Adelaide Oval, whether it's tossing the coin or whatever it might be. Cochin, don't go to Adelaide. Just don't go. 46 points as utility for Cochin. Did get 7 tackles, and that's the only reason he got such a high, or not a high score, but the highest score he did. Sean Grigg, as a midfielder, had also had a shocker, 27 points. However, Brandon Ellis had his best game he's had for a long time, got 55 points. Actually, I thought Brandon Ellis wouldn't have had a good game. He hasn't been that good lately. Andrew Gaff, 58 points. He does it every week. And Pittard actually had his worst game for a while as well. He only got 23 points in midfielder for Fenwick. In the ruck, it seemed like there must have been no hit-outs at all in that Suns and St Kilda game, because Nichols only got 19 himself. He didn't do that well. And Trengove, 17 points as a ruckman for Trengove is actually pretty good. So Stiff will be happy with that. Zach Merritt was Stiff's loophole play. He came in as the halfback. Got 81 points. That included 11 tackles, 17 kicks. And Ed Kerno got 12 tackles himself. Didn't get as many kicks, so he got 72 points as the halfback. So well done, Ed Kerno. This week, please don't tag Rory Sloan. Matt Crouch as a tackler, 7 tackles. And Patrick Cripps got 5 tackles for Fenwick. So that's that game there. Once again, Renegades defeated Maltese Falcons 318 to 283. So now let's have a look at the best players for the round, or this week's best performers. Let's start off with the full forward. Jesse Hogan, 19 points today. He was by far the best full forward, a goal better than Tim Membry, Josh Jenkins, and I think Sam Lloyd all got 13 points. As a half forward, Darling got 13 points as well, so a few players got 13 points. Big Budster, as a half forward of the round, 54 points. Jackie Reed got 43, and Taylor Walker got 40. As utility, one player cracked the ton. That was Lukey Parker, 112 points. As I said, he had a phenomenal game. And Scott Penner got 84 and Rory Sloane got 82. Midfielders, a few big midfield scores this week. Andrew Gaff got 58, Brandon Ellis got 55, and Lockie Hunter got 54. And in terms of the ruckman, Maxi Gawn got 42, Ivan Maric got 39, and Matthew Lilmberg got 33. Halfback of the round was the loophole player in Zach Merritt, 81. Nathan Jones had 79 as a halfback, and Dan Henry had 76. And the best tackler this week was Ollie Wines on 29, Scott Thompson 27, and then Marcus Montepelli on 25. So well done there. So let's have a look at the ladder. After 15 rounds, 4 rounds to go. 4 to go. The ladder, as it sits at the moment, Rangers Anonymous and Renegades tied on 40 points. Due to average points of 322 to 317, Rangers Anonymous is sitting on top. They're followed by I'm Rollin, who's on 36 points, outright third. Average score of 289. Anyway, Ask Kickers United, he has got 9 wins though, so I can't complain. He's got more wins than everyone else there. That's why he's there. I don't know how though. Ask Kickers United are 4th on 34 points, 316 points averaged. And Jacobs Jabronis, 309 points average, 319, are ahead of Sugar Daddies, who's on 309 points. So Jabronis are 5th, Sugar Daddies are 6th. They're both on 32 points. Gods of Olympus now are only 6 points behind. So last year's champions are making a late run for the finals. He still thinks they're going to make it. He's averaging 312 points on 26 points. 2 points in front of No Dumplings on 24 and averaging 304. And Second Destroy also on 24, averaging 291. As we said, Falcons, just the 3 wins for the year, 12 points, no longer can make the finals. They're averaging 301, better than 2 other teams out there. So it's a 16 points are available to get. 4 rounds to go. Effectively, No Dumplers on 24 are only 8 points out. So you still, even if you lose this week, you still got a chance. But you really, No Dumplers and Second Destroy, really got to start getting the move on. Mick, only 1.5 games out. You really don't want to lose, but you can probably afford to drop one. And it all depends on what Sugar Days and Jacobs Jabronis do. If we really have a quick look at the fixture next week, as I'll get that up on the board. Sorry guys, just talk amongst yourselves. Yeah, I'm Rolling plays Second Destroy, so that's probably a good one out there for I'm Rolling. Although they are both the lowest scoring averaging teams, so that could be a ball fest happening. So what happens there? I'm Rolling can consolidate his spot in the finals. No Dumplings play Gods of Olympus. That's an 8-point game. Whoever loses, I'm calling it. They're out. There we go, I've caught it. Someone's caught something this weekend. Alright, so No Dumplings will be out if they lose. Jabronis and Sugar Daddies, one of these teams will want to consolidate the spot in the 5. The other one will be a game out. So that's a big game. That's probably the game of the round. Actually, it's not the game of the round. Let's keep it going first. Maltese Falcons versus Askies United. Hopefully I can get the win there. I'll have a look at the draw. My players are up against some tough competition, so Fennec, throw that one for me. But the big game of the round, whoever wins this, guaranteed a final spot, could possibly be guaranteed top spot. Renegades play Rangers Anonymous next week. Big game, that one. So we'll be previewing that one, a special preview of that one for Renegades versus Rangers Anonymous. It's actually a very big round. 4 games to go. Top 2 play each other. 5th versus 6th play each other. So, and then, No Dumplings and Gods of Olympus. So a few teams will be out next week. A few teams will select their spot. Rangers Anonymous and Rangers Anonymous and Renegades didn't, although they both won, mathematically can still make it. However, you all have to lose your rest of your games, and one of you will win next week. So there we go from there. So the tough games next week: Port Adelaide Hawthorn Thursday night. That's the loophole game. Geelong City on the Friday night. That's why I'm having them saying a tough one for my Sydney boys. GWS and Collingwood, Gold Coast and Brisbane, the Derby, Western Bulldogs and Richmond, Melbourne Freo, Carlton Adelaide, West Coast and North, and Essendon St Kilda. So they're the games next week. Anyway, that's the round. It's a good round. It was a great round. Bye rounds are over. Back to normal. Thursday game, Hawthorn versus Port Adelaide versus Hawthorn. Hopefully the Hawks can consolidate their spot on the top of the ladder, although we haven't really beaten Port Adelaide for a while. But don't forget loophole plays for Thursday night. I'll probably put in Cyril as my call. Anyway, see you guys.